Hi, Art Seekers. We're here with LeFou and his adorable puppies. So excited to get to talk to you today.
Thank you, thank you. Hi,
So,
Liz.
how did you get involved in street art?
I always wanted to share through my art the vegan message, and I was like, let me go out there and see, the response, with some of my artwork. And I think it started more with being confident with my T-shirts because I was testing first. I was like, let me see if people respond the same way. And unfortunately, the bad news that Prince died, and then I found out he's vegan, and I was like, the day after, like, I should immediately tackle that because maybe people respond, and somehow people immediately responded, and I was like, wow, this. So it was very kind of like organic. The concept of Vegan Club was with Fight Club a year and a half ago, where I realized that Brad Pitt was, vegan for a while, or maybe he still is, I don't know. But and I was like, that would be good to use fame with the message because maybe people relate, love their character.
So, you're using the celebrity of the vegans in your posters
Yes.
to perpetuate the message
Yes.
and the energy of veganism.
Yeah. It's the idea is to show that we can be celebrity ourselves. It's like it's like we can look at them and we can be part of that club. Everybody's welcome, and if they can do it, we can do it. It's really not a complex. It's to inspire too much. It's kind of having a cross on your wall or whatever, believe whatever. So it's kind of it's beliefs, and it helps by believing. It's a good thing. I don't believe in anything, but I think people who believe is good to have something to rely on, and you give a lot more than. You can give 100% something you believe that doesn't exist in a sense. Kind of, it's a direction. Because many people don't even, I'm not vegan. Many people ask me, like, I go to the post office, the guy's like, vegan club, like, they respond. In fact, many people look at me, I feel like weird. I mean, I make a joke, but people look at my breast, and I feel like a girl, and like, I'm like, because they're like hypnotized, like, what does that mean? They're like, I guess
Now you know what it
no,
feels
no,
like.
I know, that's funny. It's like, I was kind of like, what? But kind of my privacy. But I'm like, I'm happy, like, here, voila.
Well, speaking of, thank you for including me in the vegan club. I'm very excited
Nothing,
about that.
nothing.
What inspired you initially about exploring veganism as a theme?
I always wanted to help, and I was, like people like animals. I mean, I say people, matter of fact, everybody's pretty much a vegan inborn in a sense because everybody likes animals, and we never see what's happening behind the scenes. When it's packaged, we don't recognize. It's like if we buy an iPad from a child from 5-year-old from China, if we don't recognize who made it, we're like, it can't be that bad. But once you know and you see the kid doing it, you're like, oh,
you can't not.
Yeah. So then you're like, yeah. So it's like, so I knew always from young that I want to help and I want to do something, and I always help wherever I can. Like like I said, with dog fostering and like little things. You find a bird in the street, trying to find a shelter or whatever. Everybody wants to do something in life, and it took me long to get it. Like you always say, like, how can I change? It's not like politics. How can I go back to normal? Sorry, Trump. It's like you want to say, how can I make things better? And I say people. It's overwhelming because they're like, how do we get out of this, and how do we change things? And you always wonder, like, okay, it's too big, it's beyond us. You're like, oh, it's so hard. We have to have money, we have to have power, we have to have connections. And I realized one day, I was like, you know what? I was like, no, I think with the dog, by fostering dogs, I realized that you can just save one, take care of one animal, and do something. So I was like, I can do the same with art. I can just do one step, one thing, one thing that makes sense, that expresses one idea that maybe connects the dots, and then I was like, okay, let me merge veganism in the art. But I was like, now I have to figure out how. It's not you struggle. The more you want to struggle with the big thing, like I want to get the power and the money, those things that maybe are unreachable. Let's say at the beginning, you start with yourself. You say, okay, what can I do now? Like, how can I help? Can I be the cat across the street? How can I, something simple,
Manageable.
Yeah, exactly. So you start with what you can, your tools. If you have no paint, then use a paper or a pen or write, whatever you have, you have like a box, play music, I don't know, whatever. You have to improvise with your tools. Matter of fact, the more you have, the less you want to do. I mean, it's like, so that's why I keep it very simple. So it's easier to push to the limit,
Street art, I think, is a really smart door to use because you never know who's going to encounter your work.
Yeah.
And they see it and they may be inspired initially by the image of the celebrity, and then they read the text and then they think, oh, is so-and-so a vegan?
Yeah, that's the idea, to make you question. It's kind of first to question who it is, you're not sure, and then see, are they really vegan? And then maybe they're not, maybe they were, they're not. It's like, the idea is like, the point is that to make people aware that, there are good people out there who try. It's more like psychological, by, subconsciously, make you kind of like, okay, hypnotize, kind of like obey message, kind of obey, and what does that mean? And try to use the same kind of concept and merge it with, Fight Club and, layers of, art, and famous people, which make good because this can be unlimited. It can be like a million. It can be like everybody could be. Eventually, the idea is like to have everybody has that. and it will be everybody eventually. But maybe not soon, not tomorrow, but it will happen.
Do you have an overall takeaway message that you hope people will have when they see your work?
I would say it's a two-way street. It's like I want one way to inspire them to go vegan, and then to inspire them to find the way how to express their opinion to change the world.